Imagine it's 3 million years ago. Sundown means your day has ended, and fear was all around. Home was not where you stayed, rather where there was enough warmth, meaning constant movement. Then one day, fire. You see it burn all around, burning through the natural resources, flaming, destructing. But as you observe its power, you can't help but think, could this become a force for good rather than a tool for resource depletion? The answer was yes. Humanity tamed fire, and it accelerated development exponentially. Today, we're dealing with a force equally capable of changing our lives for the better or worse: artificial intelligence. Show of hands, who here has not used AI or discussed it at least once in the past week? I'm with you. It's inescapable. AI companies contributed 12 of the $16 trillion value increase of the S&P 500 in the last 2 years. Even in consulting, where I spent many years, what do you think was the #1 question I started being asked more recently? Yep, how can we use AI in our operations? I understood the necessity of the question, but I was terrified. My sustainability roots could not neglect the amount of natural resources being burnt along the way. By 2030, it is expected that data centers will use 1,000 terawatt-hours of electricity annually. This means that if all data centers were a country, they would rank 6th on the global list, almost outranking Japan. AI-related infrastructure is set to use 6 times more water than Denmark, a country of 6 million people, all while 1 in 4 individuals around the world do not have access to clean water or sanitation. It's heartbreaking. At this intersection, there was only one question I could ask myself. How can we turn AI into a net positive? How can we tame AI like our ancestors tamed fire? I relied on the 3-phase approach: observation, transportation, active generation. Phase 1, observation. They observed fire to understand its key features and qualities. For us, this means understanding the foundations of AI and the impact it has on our world. My friend Eric spends most of his time in meetings, sometimes remote, sometimes in person. When he gets bored, he doodles, not with a pencil and paper. He takes out his phone and asks his favorite Gen AI model to create a video for him of his colleagues high-fiving by the beach. A few seconds later, and voila, his masterpiece. Now, if you're in the room with Eric, you know what's about to come your way, because he has a great big smile on his face. He sends it over to everyone, he gets instant heart reactions, and just like that, he made the rest of the meeting worth listening to. Now, what Eric did not know, though, is that this singular video consumed as much electricity as charging 1 to 2 full laptops, and up to as much water as 20% of what you consume in a day. Let's play this out. 5 doodles a week for a year. This is about as much electricity as it would take to power a house for 2 to 3 days, and up to as much water as it would take, as you would drink in 30 days. Shocking, isn't it? Now, we're all going to use AI. But should we start asking ourselves some fundamental questions before we reflexively do so? Do I need to create a new AI video to entertain myself? Knowing that complexity equals resources, do I need to use thinking mode all the time? Do I need an AI agent? Do I even need to use AI? Or has it just become a force of habit? Even beyond that, data on the energy and the resource consumption of the major AI models is very scarce. Shouldn't we, as consumers, push our regulators to mandate the disclosure of the energy, water, and carbon footprint of those models? Like the calorie count on a chocolate bar. We don't like to see the numbers, but they do save us some useless calories. As we continue to use AI, we must fully understand its impact. So after our ancestors observed and understood fire, they moved on to the second phase, transportation. They wanted to transport fire for maximum societal benefit. For AI, this means equal access and equal distribution of costs. If AI is a race, what happens to those who finish last? The most vulnerable. Majority of low-income countries score 40% or lower on the AI Preparedness Index, while majority of high-income countries score 70% or higher. Shouldn't we be working with governments globally to elevate preparedness? And for those racing to finish first, it cannot be at the expense of our planet. Countries with access to clean energy sources will see a significantly lower impact on their greenhouse gas emissions. For example, a data center in Finland uses 97% clean energy versus one in Asia that may use as little as 4%. And we all know that one country's emissions is everyone else's problem. So for those with an interest in policy, shouldn't we be advocating for a globally binding, not voluntary, binding standard on AI resource use? In the AI race, we must ensure that no one gets left behind. Having handled the transportation piece, our ancestors shifted to the third and final phase, active generation. For us, this means how can we use AI for efficiency without falling into Jevons paradox? Jevons paradox is what happens when we abuse efficiencies so much that we negate any positive impact that we had. How human of us. A study by the International Energy Agency highlights that in the case of widespread adoption of AI for societal benefit and efficiencies, it finds that the AI applications could actually help us decrease greenhouse gas emissions well beyond what they emit. That's great news, right? Absolutely. But here's the catch. In the case that these efficiencies result in excessive use and malpractices, we find that the rebound effect will be the exact opposite. So we get to decide. Our decisions can make this a turning point that elevates us all, or one that leads to massive destruction. What would you like your impact to be? In thinking about your next AI startup, which I know a lot of you are, or the next AI company you want to join, ask yourself, are we designing solutions that fill white spaces in critical industries, or are we simply replacing those who live paycheck to paycheck? Let's design solutions that have our world's most pressing challenges at heart. Think AI for energy efficiency, for early warning systems, for drug discovery. The options are endless and the opportunity is massive. All we have to do is just think net positive. Now, what I want to leave you with is that as we continue to be fascinated by AI, we must understand its impact on the world, ensure that no one gets left behind, and always think net positive. In today's world, society will not succeed unless we tame AI. Let's remember, we're playing with fire. Thank you.